Welcome, everybody. Hope you've been well. Hi, Tom.
What's going on? What are we doing
sorry,
here?
you were sleeping there, so I started the podcast without you.
What month is it?
It's September 1991.
Let's do it.
Of games that came out for Super Nintendo.
Well, I actually don't know what any game came out back in 91 because I was still playing original Nintendo.
Yeah. I wasn't.
So how about you start
I was
us off
one of
with
them
some
lucky
games?
bastards that bought one at launch.
Man, that's right. I forgot you were the 3-console guy.
And if you happen to forget episode 1 of this, we went over the 5 launch games that came out with Super Nintendo that, by the way, were phenomenal.
Yeah.
What a ridiculous 5-game punch to the face.
Absolutely.
That's actually, you know what? No, that was a kick in the dick.
Whoa.
It was like, yeah, thank you, sir. May I have another? Okay, let's go with the first game that came out after the 5 launch games.
I have it right here in front of me. It's a Super Famicom version of UN Squadron.
Wicked. Dude, is it actually called Area 88? And
Yeah, it really is.
No
It
way.
is. And I love this game. It is so fucking good. I had to buy it twice.
No
I had
kidding.
to buy it on Super Nintendo, sell my entire fucking collection, and then buy it again for Super Famicom.
This was on my top 5 Super Nintendo games. Whatever.
This is like an RPG of aircraft aviation games. What's not to like about that?
Well, they have different, like the Shin is, can get 1 extra POW, so like 1 extra level on their power, on their gun. The Greg can survive quicker based on, like, if he gets hit, it's only like 3 flashes before he's like okay, and he can take 1 extra hit. And then the other one is more whatever, the androgynous character.
Yeah, let's call it that.
It's more more
Yeah,
well-rounded. So we had UN Squadron.
great
That's an excellent game, especially considering like one of the first 10 games of the system.
Yeah,
how about some ones that didn't hit?
game. Draken.
Yeah, so it was kind of a try for like a PC style first person as you're traveling around, but when you get into dungeons it's like side scrolling. It's not good.
It wasn't fun.
Here's my impression of every single enemy in the game. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's every enemy in the game.
Moving on.
Chess master.
Yeah, it's chess.
It's chess.
It's chess.
Moving on.
Super Bases Loaded.
I mean, not a terrible baseball game,
Is it though?
but it's not the best baseball game by a mile on the system. Like very recently, which we'll talk about in a future episode, Super Baseball Simulator 1000 comes out.
Oh, that one was good.
And it's so much better
Yeah.
than what you get out of this.
That one was really
Like
good.
this, honestly, it scratched the itch. It's
Yeah.
there. It's a baseball game. It's fine. What else do we have? Hyperzone.
Hyperzone.
It's weird,
It's-
man. It's a bullshit Mode 7.
Yeah, and it made me nauseous.
Yeah, a little
It made
bit.
me nauseous playing the game.
I didn't like it. It is almost like Atari brightness colors.
Yeah.
But with Mode 7, I wasn't a fan. It's fine. But
there
here's
was
a big
Hal's
one.
Hole-in-One Golf.
You know I love that. This came out in the first month of the console, and I'm telling you now, name a better golf game on the system.
I don't think I can.
If Nintendo actually made a Mario Golf for it, it would have been,
That would have been something.
which they technically did.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a mini golf game,
It's not the same.
and it's significantly better than this. But for a golf game, I don't know, man. There's not a better game on the system.
How about Populous?
It was.
I mean, it's nothing like the PC version, but it was still...
It was a real-time strategy on a Super Nintendo console.
Which makes it difficult to navigate with the D-pad, to be absolutely honest, for this one. SimCity nailed it.
Did you
and
ever play
Populous
this, by the way?
Yes.
So I raised all the land and then flooded everybody like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
You're a terrible god.
No, I'm a great god. I got it done.
Yeah, everybody prayed for you, that's for sure.
I gave him the high ground, man.
Oh my god.
Obi-Wan.
How about
Obi-Wan.
the second best game that came out this month? Super R-Type.
You're right.
That was phenomenal.
Hang on. Does that mean that both games that came out in this month that are excellent are shooters.
Yeah. Not only that,
Am I bringing you over to
horizontal
my
shooters.
world, Tom?
I think you are, man,
Yeah.
because I love Super R-Type.
Okay, Super R-Type was excellent.
The music was it's so damn good. It's still one of those games that I want to have on vinyl again. And if you're going to have something on vinyl, it's because they did really good work for them.
How
How about October? Because that's all of September.
Well,
How about the next month?
Was there literally only one game released in Super Nintendo in October?
Ultraman, which was a okay beat 'em up, like.
No, it was not okay. It was bottom.
Well, I'm trying to say from like the Japanese perspective, if you were looking forward for an Ultraman beat 'em up, here it is.
You know what really sucked about this, and I distinctly remember this when this game came out. We're talking like that range where first-party Nintendo games were $80,
yeah,
and like really good games were $90. They wanted $95 for this game.
Holy shit!
Because they thought they could leverage Ultraman's name from Japan, which it didn't translate into North America at all. Done. Okay, October's done. Are we gonna touch November?
Let's do it. Let's do November.
Okay, like let's skip that first one because
what? True Golf Classics, Wildlife Golf Country Club.
Okay, no, we'll go with that one. True Golf Classics is the fucking terrible
game.
system, and it's not. There's 3 of them.
How did they come back?
3 of them.
How did they come back?
True Golf Classics, Wildlife. There's True Golf Classics, Pebble Beach, and then there's True Golf Classics,
Pebble Beach.
Fucking Wicked 18, and it's terrible. They're
Wicked
all
18, more like shit 18.
This is actually like one of those golf games where it like pulls up the screen, and it's not even full screen. Like the heads-up display takes up 80% of the fucking screen. And with that remaining 20% that shows you where you're looking down the course, it takes 15 seconds for it to load.
Oh, dude, I would be fucking out.
It's terrible. It's the worst golf game on the goddamn system. I hate.
How about RPM Racing?
Oh, Radical Psycho Machine
What
Racing.
a terrible fucking piece of shit.
If you've been following us, we've talked about this game before. It's the precursor to Rock and Roll Racing.
And it's no good.
Well, no, like the programming's so bad for this that if the course crosses over itself, like let's say it's a figure 8 track, you don't have to go around the entire figure 8. You just go down the little, like the small loop over and over, and it wins.
It's a broken ass game. No one should play this. How
And
about Paperboy 2? That one was actually decent.
Fucking jazz whap, whap, whap music on RPM Racing. It's fucking terrible. Paperboy 2 is, look.
How about that for a sequel?
People love Paperboy, and I get why. It was, like, for its time, it was a really cool concept, and I just don't love the game.
It's not as good as the first one. It lost its aura.
I don't even like the first one.
Really?
I don't love it. I don't love Paperboy. It's just, I like it. It's, hey, he just gave me the most dirty ass look for saying that.
The Paperboy one has like a nostalgic feel to it.
Very nostalgic, and it's like that iconic isometric going down the road. Look out for the dog, the guy watering his lawn, all that shit, right? Smash windows. But I don't know. If I was going into an arcade, I was playing Double Dragon over that shit.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean? Like,
I would have fucking never played Paperboy.
I didn't care about Paperboy. Like, it was. I understand the concept and I understand the appeal. Anyway, moving on.
John Madden Football.
I mean,
it's on Super Nintendo, so it's nowhere near as good as the Sega Genesis version.
It really actually warms my heart to hear Tom say that.
And it's true.
Admit it. Like, finally admitting it.
The controls are just broken on this one, and it's slowed down. There's lag. It's not a good football game.
The very first one is trash.
Yeah, it is.
On both consoles, to be fair.
Okay, to be fair, yeah. But eventually Genesis would really have a foothold over football games.
Yeah.
How about Super Tennis? This one was a lot of fun.
Love this fucking game.
Yeah. It's a really fun game.
Like, you could actually bend the ball.
Yeah.
You could
lob it up.
Everything about this game is really, really good.
Lop it up, smash it down. Like, it's just, you should technically, tennis is for, I hate saying this, Tennis is for old people. But I fucking love this game.
Yeah, okay, well,
I know, I guess we're getting there.
let's get our fat asses out on that court and try it one day. Let's see. I don't think we're giving it credit that it needs.
How about my favorite for this month, Final Fight?
I knew you were going right to this.
Oh, I love the fucking soundtrack to this game. It is so fucking memorable. It's like the only time they fucked up in an arcade game for the original Nintendo was Double Dragon 1. And technically, they fucked up again for Final Fight because,
I was going to say,
they made it one player.
The only heartbreaking thing in this game is that it's one player.
Yeah. Why, Nintendo? Why would you overlook this? I think they would eventually release Final Fight Guy. That might be 2 players. I'd have to look into it.
It was Best Buy exclusive.
Yeah, it was.
I remember that.
But like,
which means it was
good.
rental only. But
like, the mechanics were good. The fighting was good. The only thing that was a drawback, 1 player.
You know who didn't fuck that up?
Sega.
Streets of Rage.
Oh, yeah, Sega.
Yeah. Here's a big one. My biggest one of the month. My second biggest one of the month.
You're and this Final game Fantasy.
Is Final Fantasy IV.
Yep.
Which we would have known as Final Fantasy II. We're not going down that rabbit hole.
No.
We'll
be here all day.
Nintendo, we understand
that you do not communicate with Japan.
That you fuck up your numbering scheme.
Communicate.
But Final Fantasy IV is still nostalgically in my top 3 Final Fantasies.
It's very good.
The story is amazing. 5-player or a 5-character party is outstanding.
Oh,
was that the feeding? Oh, sorry. We're listening to the kitties get fed.
Yeah, they're being fed by Samantha's robotic voice on their automatic feeders right now. That's okay. We'll power through that.
Their names are Batman and Robin, by the way.
Yeah, and they're black and orange, so it's very, tastefully done.
Pretty obvious which one's which.
Yeah.
No, Final Fantasy IV had an amazing story. It catapulted what they had built on the Nintendo or the Famicom, more importantly.
Yeah.
And gave us, and from the Western audience, what we saw from Final Fantasy 1 and missed 2 and 3 and went right to 4, it was like, this was absolutely game breaking. Like,
it was gold.
It broke ground to us. So it was a big deal. This is the first game that I bought with my own money on the Super Nintendo. It was...
How much was it back then?
$90.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But $90 well spent.
It wasn't the first game that I had on the system, but... So I bought my own Super Nintendo. My parents, for my birthday, gave me 2 games, actually, which shocked me. Like, I was a 1 game a year kind of guy back then. Both games were from... It was F-Zero and Super Mario. Well, Super Mario World was packed in, but... F-Zero was the game they got me. Yeah. And then I bought Final Fantasy IV for myself. They bought me 1 other game. We're going to get to that. Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
I liked it. It was such a pretty looking game.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
The music
was memorable. Excellent. And it looked nice. It was a pretty
Slow down.
There's lots of slowdown. There is.
Ooh,
That's the one thing that you can not take away from this game, is that there is considerable amount of slowdown.
Heavy duty slowdown.
But also a lot more simple than the original Nintendo version.
So the double jump, if you're understanding this game, you can pick one so you can jump straight up and then go forward, but you can't mid-air control. And when the slowdown kicked in and you were jumping towards your own death and you had to watch it in slow motion, this game is frustratingly fucking hard, by the way.
It is.
It's really painful to watch yourself go at like
in slow
60 frames
motion.
per second, slowed down to like 20 frames per second because the game's dying, to watch your own death real slow, almost like a northern Alberta car accident on the ice, where you just scream out to other vehicles, "We are about to have an accident." It's so slow, and I hate this. Like, I hate that about this game.
That's a good fucking comparison.
But the game itself, oh, it's so good.
It is.
I think it's cheap as fuck that you have to go through it twice to actually beat it. Bullshit move, Capcom, but fun game. Very fun game.
Yeah, man.
What else do we have?
How about Darius Twin?
Darius Twin, hear me out.
It's a good shooter.
We're 3
you love
for
shooters.
We're 3 for 3 on shooters.
It's a good one. It's a really pretty.
Oh, no,
also another pretty looking shooter.
I agree.
Taito knocked it out.
Dude, the music is really, really good.
Who was it? Taito and Mattel?
Here's the thing.
Yeah, it's Taito and Mattel.
It's the first co-op one.
Yeah. Yeah, which you don't get often for
No.
shoot 'em ups.
So, this game is definitely good. We're 3 for 3 on shooters for the Super Nintendo from launch to now. And
We are.
I have nothing but good things to say about the shooters coming out so far. It's gonna change.
They haven't proved us wrong yet.
It's gonna change real soon.
Yeah.
We'll see you in a future episode, but
Yeah.
fucking D-Force. But no.
Oh, you're gonna fucking.
Oh, I'm gonna shit hard.
Oh.
I'm gonna chug X-Lax. And I'm gonna open up. I'm not gonna shit. I'm not gonna piss. I'm gonna shiss all over D-Force. I'm gonna shiss all over D-Force. Fuck that game.
Oh.
Fuck that game.
Oh.
How could you like that game?
I liked it. I thought I owned it. It was a good game.
What do we got? We got one left, don't we?
Got one left.
We got one left.
Probably one of the best ones for the month.
Month? It might be one of the best ones for the first year of the console.
Yeah.
By a small dev house, a new dev house, by the way. This is the first game that they ever made after leaving Falcom, Nihon Falcom, and making Ys series. You're pointing at me like I remember where the fuck we were. We're talking about ActRaiser.
We're talking about ActRaiser, one of the greatest games for Super Nintendo.
The possibly the greatest game that comes out for the first year of Nintendo. And I'm talking like I know that a major Final Fantasy came out. This little group of offshoots that broke off from Nihon Falcom, who made all the Ys, so like YS Ys series. They decided, nah, fuck it. We want to make games the way we want to make it, in a quintet fashion. So we want to focus on the 5 major tenets of making a game.
Yeah.
And their first game that they came out with was ActRaiser.
Bam! Right out of the gate.
Enix, thank you so fucking much for... So Enix was a publishing house back then. They didn't make games themselves. And they picked up Quintet and they said, okay, we kind of feel this. We feel like you have a good idea here. It's a platformer where you've been sent down by God.
By
God himself.
Handpicked.
Which Nintendo hates.
They hate it.
They do not like they do not like God.
No.
Wait, no.
Well, let's reword that.
Sorry, Nintendo, sorry. Ooh, bad wording, I'm sorry. They don't like talking about God.
They don't like having games with references to Jesus, Christ, God, or any kind of higher power.
Or Buddha or anything.
Because it ruffles feathers, man.
Religion is bad, okay?
Yeah.
So they don't want anything to do with controversy. So it's shocking that this game gets made. So God sends you down, sends his own spirit into this warrior who absolutely kicks ass on a platforming setup. And then once you beat the platforming level, then you go towards an angel, or he sends an angel down to deal with the people of the area. And the game turns from a platformer into a real-time strategy kind of thing, where you're leading people towards building their land out, and you discover things, and it's a pretty simplified RTS, but the fact that you get a platformer and an RTS in the same game blows my mind.
Yeah, that's normally never done. It's either like Zelda 1
it never
or
has
Zelda
been
2.
Done. It never has been done again.
Zelda 1 or Zelda 2, you know?
Like it was never done again.
No.
Until
not to that extent.
They remade the game, ActRaiser Renaissance.
Yeah.
Which is excellent, by the way, and I highly recommend you play it. What a game, man. It was a rental at first, And then my parents bought it for me for like my second birthday game. And thank God they did, because I've replayed this game so many. The music
It's phenomenal.
so good. The visuals are
So good.
highly impressive.
Yep,
Like,
for the time, especially.
I think it beats damn near everything in the first year
Yeah.
for visually impressive.
We'll have to find out next month.
The controls are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're, I mean, way in the future, we'll talk about the sequel, which are, I will go like on the record, it's the best controlling game on the goddamn console.
Yes.
But the first one, it's pretty simple, but it's pretty good. You got a lot of freedom in the movement of your jumps. The game is just very, very good. The story, excellent. I have no complaints about the game. Like,
Me neither.
I have no complaints about the
Anybody
game.
who complains about this game just doesn't like games.
The only person I can see complaining about this game is 20th Century Fox when they rip off the dun 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 in the ending.
Yeah.
Because boy do they. Boy do they. It's I'm shocked that they got away with that. But hey.
It was a different time.
Yeah, it was. But no, I think that's everything up to the end of November.
Yeah.
So we've covered
This is September
launch
to November.
to November.
Yeah.
We're going to have Christmas season on the next episode.
It's going to be super exciting.
Uh,
Maybe. Maybe the new year might be a little bit more exciting.
Hey, the first year is always the first year.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening in for our September to November launch release titles.
Yeah, this is more of a rambling series where you just want to listen to Tom and I say stupid shit.
Yeah.
That's all it
It's
is.
very easy for me to do that.
I'm right there with you, brother.
And yeah, if you like any of these games, let us know in the comments. And thanks for checking us out. Nice seeing you, Loren.
Yeah, nice to see you too. And I can't wait to see you next month.
Yeah, see you next month.